Life is calling my name. I gotta go and chase it. I'm geared up and ready for the game. Now it's time to face it. The great outdoors is my room to play. I'm gonna hunt, fish, love every day. I'm gonna hunt, fish, love every day.
That's me. Whoa.
Hi, I'm Austin, and on this edition of Hunt, Fish, Love, I grab my shotgun and head on over to White Lake, South Dakota to Reeves Pheasant Ranch. Then I get to go trout fishing again with one of the smartest outdoorsmen in South Dakota, and Bergie is just a great guy to hang out with.
What kind of pop do you like?
And speaking of great guys to hang out with,
I shot this sheep
I'm in the kitchen with Bernie.
at like 400 yards.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, that's the longest I've ever had a client shoot a sheep.
Hunt, Fish, Love is brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, DriveSafeSD.com, by Sanford Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Runnings, Billion Automotive, Boyd's Gun Stocks, and Federal Premium Ammunition. I'm gonna hunt, fish, love every day.
Look at these faces. The silly, the surly, the shouldn't be driving. Every day in the U.S., 27 people die from drunk driving. Won't you help? For just 15 minutes a night, you can give one of these men a safe ride home. Right now, someone needs you to be a designated driver. Let them know you're here to help.
The positive impact we get to make in people's lives is very rewarding. Far too often, people suffer with pain for far too long. They may limp along with a bad knee or sore wrist. Nowhere is it written that we're supposed to suffer with pain.
That's why we're here. That's why we trained, to make a difference for every patient we see.
Visit ChooseTheExperts.com to learn more.
Before the dawn, before the decoys, before the call. It starts with a passion, and that passion starts at Runnings. The best gear and supplies from the most trusted brands in hunting. When you get the shot, will you be ready? Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
A storm is coming to the prairie, and the ringneck pheasant can't escape its fury. Federal Premium Ammunition introduces Prairie Storm FS Lead. Prairie Storm combines Flight Stopper lead, premium lead, and the Flight Control wad, giving hunters edge-to-edge pattern consistency, longer ranges, and more pellets in the critical zone. Prairie Storm from Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
I traveled over to White Lake, South Dakota to go to a place near there, Reeves Pheasant Ranch. I went to meet Don Reeves, who started Reeves Pheasant Ranch back in '84 after he'd been asked over and over to take people hunting. Now his business operations partner is Sharon Shepard, and his son Rod Reeves guides the hunting parties. Reeves Pheasant Ranch is surrounded by thousands of prime South Dakota acres, right in the heart of ringneck pheasant country.
Oh, rooster! Coming down!
That day, we walked rows of corn along a couple of tree belts, knocking down roosters as we went, and with the help of some well-trained dogs, the birds were piling up. And the hunters outside the corn were getting plenty of action. We were pushing those roosters to the south, just walking those corn rows, easy walking for all of us. And the shooters on the outside kept getting some really good opportunities.
There it is, rooster!
If you've never hunted South Dakota for pheasants, you'll hear over and over again words like habitat and cover. And at Reeves Pheasant Ranch, it's perfect habitat, provides great cover. My drone had been up in the air all day watching those hunters come up those rows of corn, and along the way we were harvesting more and more roosters. It was an absolutely perfect day to be hunting. Temp was about 55 degrees, it was November, the dogs were not too hot, and we were taking our time, walking. No need to rush. Rod was waiting at the end of the corn for the hunters, and we'd probably gotten 10 roosters out of that last pass alone. Great shots, and it was so much fun to see some of those first-time hunters having such a good time harvesting arguably the most beautiful wild bird in the world. The only thing I'd been shooting was my camera, controlling that drone also, and I hadn't touched a gun. I told Rod when we were all done with the hunt, I wanted to grab my shotgun and shoot a couple of birds myself before sunset. He said, sure, but first things first.
Tell me about the excitement out here and why you'd want to come to Reeves Pheasant Ranch.
Well, we have a lot of different areas. We have shelter belts, we have strips of corn. I don't make it too wide because if it's too wide, the pheasants are going to run back and forth and get away. Yeah. And we just enjoy what we do. The people enjoy coming back, and they will come back from year to year, the same people. And it's a business, but it's a friendly business. A lot of people turn into our friends.
Right, how many years have you been doing this?
Since 1984.
This is the place to come hunt pheasants out here by White Lake at the Reeves Pheasant Ranch. Rod, Sharon, thank you so much. God bless you for having a great hunt out here. If you want to hunt pheasants in South Dakota, come to Reeves Pheasant Ranch.
Only had 15 minutes of daylight left when I took to that field with my gun and my guide. Now that was fun, and I was just warming up. This rooster decided to go right over the top of me.
I didn't miss him, did I? I didn't miss him, did I?
This bird flushed off to the right, and I loved it. Here's a shot I took. I was sure I hit him. Then, I was sure I missed.
I missed.
He's dead.
Is he?
Fall down. See him fall?
I saw him fall.
It did fall down.
I missed.
He's dead.
Is he?
Fall down. See him fall?
I saw him fall.
It did fall down.
On this last shot, I think I had 3 minutes of daylight.
Rooster!
That day I got those roosters, I had an absolute blast. Pun intended. Just a great day of hunting with friends, and then walking alone at sunset. We had gotten what we had come there for. If you want a hunting memory never to be forgotten, let me suggest Reeves Pheasant Ranch. Find them on Facebook. If you're coming to South Dakota, they'd love to have you. That night, I filmed a beautiful harvest moon, and it reminded me of the beauty of God's creation and how grateful I am I could share this with you. Coming up on Hunt, Fish, Love.
Love when they get that fight. Love when they fight.
Yeah, when they're like that. See, you're just catching enough just to stay ahead of me.
I'm trying. I'm trying. All right, I've got the black lure on.
Consider the turtle. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Turtles have a hard shell to protect their delicate bodies. Inside the shell, it's safe. Outside, not so safe. The same goes for humans and our delicate bodies. Outside the car, not safe. Inside, much safer. Your seatbelt keeps you in a much safer place. It's safer inside. Learn from the turtle. Stay inside. Stay alive.
This is the revolutionary At-One adjustable gun stock from Boyd's. It lets you adjust stock length or comb height at the push of a button. Adjust the fit for you or for someone else. Like all Boyd's gun stocks, At-One is built tough with laminated hardwood and available for virtually all popular rifle models and in an array of colors. With the At-One adjustable gun stock, any gun can fit anyone.
Before the calm, before the hunt, before the climb, it starts with a passion, and that passion starts at Runnings, the best gear and supplies from the most trusted brands in hunting. When you get the shot, will you be ready? Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
The positive impact we get to make in people's lives is very rewarding. Far too often, people suffer with pain for far too long. They may limp along with a bad knee or sore wrist. Nowhere is it written that we're supposed to suffer with pain.
That's why we're here. That's why we trained, to make a difference for every patient we see.
Visit ChooseTheExperts.com to learn more.
The day I left Sioux Falls to go trout fish, I was 12 miles from Minnesota. And when I entered those cold Spearfish Creek waters, I was 12 miles from Wyoming. I had such a good time with Bergie, reminiscing about jobs, family, finding out what we had in common, besides our love for the great outdoors. If you remember, we caught some really nice trout underneath an old ash tree, but when they quit biting, we moved on. Those cold river waters meandered left and then right. Every little pool we'd come to, we could see those trout. Sometimes they could see us. But what we were always able to see was the beauty of this place.
Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty, Michael. Wow.
We forgot waders for my wife, so Bergie says I'll just carry her across that river on my back.
It's gonna piggyback her across. Vonda?
I was thinking this probably should be my job, but I wasn't gonna argue with a guy who's in the Powerlifting Hall of Fame.
Climb her on up.
We walked another 100 yards or so. We came to this perfect spot. The sun was at our back, very little wind, so quiet. The waters were pooled under a couple of old trees, and we knew there were trout there. Just didn't want to let them know we were there, so we waded in quietly, took baby steps toward them, hoping that they were hungry.
And you don't overstep your fishing area.
Oh, you had it. Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice catch. Woo! That's a big old fish.
You see that, baby?
Right out. You see that?
That's a cute little jumper.
Oh, that was sweet. That was sweet.
Come on, little buddy.
Come up here out of the water.
Come over here and play with me.
Let's see him. Yeah, come play. Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. Oh, Mike. Michael, that is pretty. Bergie, you the man.
Nice, easy, buddy.
Oh, nice, Brown. Nice.
Good catch, Michael.
Pretty.
Okay. I'm not waiting.
Oh no.
I'm not waiting. Oh,
But that was a good cast. So.
that was a fantastic cast. You put it right where they were.
You go, little buddy. Choo! Ricochet rabbit right there in the trout form.
I didn't get it out there far enough.
You like that?
That was beauty.
Except I heard it hit a leaf when it hit the surface.
Yeah, but
So.
that's okay.
Well, it don't work. Oop, there we go.
Look at you. Look at you. Oh, that's sweet.
I don't know, maybe black's the color now.
Hey, I want that lure.
I have variations of that in my box right here.
Yeah. No, I'm sticking with white. Bring that. Oh, that's a nice brown trout,
Yeah.
my friend.
You know, there ain't no little ones out here.
Oh
hardly.
my gosh, that's not a tiny one. It's over a foot.
The big guys kick butt on those little guys.
Oh yeah. They say get out of here.
Yeah. You can go swim down in Castle Creek.
Nice catch. Let's see that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Colors on that thing. Those fish are so pretty. Oh, he wants to fight a little longer.
Yeah, you just decided to take a chunk out of my thumb.
You know, I can't let you get away with this. I think you're way ahead of me now.
Yeah, no, I'm still behind you. I think that's only like my fourth fish is all. I think you had like at least 5 or 6 out of that last hole. At least.
Oh yeah, that was what I wanted. That was what I wanted.
Rod tips up. I think that might change the count to the black one too. Still coming? Oh yeah.
I think he's coming. I don't think he got off. Why is he fighting?
Yeah, just crank him in. Don't let your line go slack. And then just kind of use your rod to crank him in. Or did he come?
He's got to be here.
No. Still there. Swimming in with you.
He's swimming in with me.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
Okay, crank him up with your rod tip now. Rather than use your...
Oh, the drag. He's pulling against that drag.
Yeah. Why am I drag?
Okay. My goodness, he's a fighter, and guess what? He's not even 12 inches. He's a little fighter. It's okay.
Well, look how beefy he is.
He is beefy.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's only probably 10 inches, but
It's belly on him.
he's had dinner.
Good belly on him.
Yeah, he's had good dinner.
Nice. Love it when they get that fight. Love when they fight.
Yeah, when they're like that. See, you're just catching up just to stay ahead of me.
I'm trying. I'm trying. All right, I've got the black lure on.
We'd caught some nice trout that day out of that pool. We thought we'd come back to it. And we do, in a future episode. But there were lots of other great spots on our radar that day, and Bergie was anxious to show them to me. We ran across one pool. My wife looked out over the bank. She could see there were trout in there, just resting in those waters. But when I tried to lure them in on my line, nothing, not even a glance as my bait skimmed over the water, not a nibble. These trout were not about to give us any pleasure. On the way back, Bergie reminded me we had to get my wife back across the creek. And that was when I went into action. I was not going to be a spectator twice. I was going to man up, and I knew what my wife was thinking as I gallantly carried her across those waters. She's thinking, if you drop me, I will kill you.
Now, that could have been worth a lot more money if you would have fell over. You could have sold that.
That was only 90 pounds.
I might have made $10,000.
Yeah.
Here's something worth much more than $10,000. Look at that view. Bergie had been talking about it all morning, this beautiful red sandstone bank. These video pictures just don't do it justice. You got to see it with your eyes to really understand just how beautiful it was. And it was rich with trout, hundreds of them, but we'd just come there at the wrong time of day. Oh, we catch more trout, lots more, and in a future episode we'll share those memories together. I wasn't going to leave this picturesque place yet. No, not yet. Coming up on Hunt, Fish, Love.
He turned out of the four of them were running and he was last. He turned down out and the other three just kept on going straight. And the guy said, well, shoot him again.
This is the revolutionary At-One adjustable gun stock from Boyd's. It lets you adjust stock length or comb height at the push of a button. Adjust the fit for you or for someone else. Like all Boyd's gun stocks, At-One is built tough with laminated hardwood and available for virtually all popular rifle models and in an array of colors. With the At-One adjustable gun stock, any gun can fit anyone.
Identity theft, bankruptcy, divorce, college debt. At BillionAuto.com, these things don't define you. We know life happens, and good people can have issues with their credit. That's why we have dedicated finance specialists committed to trying to help you get approved. We work with a vast network of lenders all competing for your business and have over 7,000 vehicles online to choose from. It's easy to apply. Just visit BillionAuto.com and click Get Pre-Approved. Don't let your credit issues define you. Visit BillionAuto.com today.
Look at these faces. The silly, the surly, the shouldn't be driving. Every day in the US, 27 people die from drunk driving. Won't you help? For just 15 minutes a night, you can give one of these men a safe ride home. Right now, someone needs you to be a designated driver. Let them know you're here to help.
What kind of pop do you like?
You got a root beer?
I think so.
Okay, that's the only beer I drink, so.
There's a little one.
Oh, thank you.
Root beer, regular root beer. This
Thank you
other
very
one's
much.
Diet.
Oh, well, come on over here.
Okay. You want another cheese and cracker?
No, I'll wait on the cheese and crackers.
Okay.
I'd rather talk to you about sheep.
Sheep.
You know, you've done all that scrimshawing of sheep.
Yeah.
I think you're the world's best. I really do.
No, there's a lot of scrimshanders in the country that...
Yeah, but they don't do sheep like you do sheep.
No, they don't, but there's some good ones that do sheep.
Yeah. Well, the doll sheep. Tell me what a doll sheep is.
Doll sheep is the farthest one north, and they're all white.
They're all white.
Yep.
And they're the farthest sheep you can find that's north. And now it's cold north, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you went to the Arctic Circle?
Yep.
You went to the Arctic Circle. How long ago?
We didn't date it.
You didn't remember?
Arctic Circle.
Okay, so we're going to show the folks a picture of what you did, Bernie. How old were you when you killed this thing?
I think I was 40.
You were 40 years old, so that's about 40 years ago. Well, we're giving away your age, but look at that. Yeah. Tell me about the doll sheep. Well, tell me first, how do you get to the Arctic Circle?
Well, you fly to Anchorage, and then you fly to King Salmon, I think it was. Then I got on a Super Cub, and we flew up there. We had food for...
Right.
You know, we could have been gone for a week.
Yeah. So what happened?
We came to this creek, and so he put me up on his back.
Oh.
And carried me across this creek.
He carried you
He
across?
carried me across that creek.
Oh, man.
And then we went a long ways farther and climbed up a long ways farther. And I'd run into a grizzly bear. And the grizzly bear, he just stood up and sniffed at me a couple times, and he took off hauling the mail across that mountain.
Yeah.
And the sheep are always in a bad spot. They were down in a little bowl.
Yeah.
And he went across that mountain and scared those sheep up out of that bowl.
Oh, wow.
And so I ran around where I could see the sheep anyway,
Yeah.
and they were coming up the mountain, but it was a different mountain.
Yeah. Wow.
And those 4 sheep, there was 4 rams, and the guy that I was with said the second one from the back is the biggest one. And I said, okay, so I laid down and I started trying to find him in my scope and get a bead on him, and he said, now he's the last one. So I just tripped the pin, and the white, they're white, so when it hit him, the white stuff just flew up like a cloud that I'd hit him. And I shot this sheep at like 400 yards.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, that's the longest I've ever had a client shoot a sheep. My guy that was with me said, because he turned out of the 4 of them were running and he was last. He turned down out and the other 3 just kept on going straight. And the guy said, well, shoot him again. So I shot him again, and the thing that is not believable is that I shot that sheep at that distance, both bullets went in the same hole.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, he was at a different angle, so one of them went through him and into the shoulder, and the other one went through him and into the ribs.
Well.
But both of them went in the same hole.
Oh, man, you got him.
I got him,
You got
25-06.
Wow.
The first one would have killed him, but
Well, hey.
he was still running, so
Partner.
the guy said, shoot him again.
Partner.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that story with us.
Yeah, that's
a good story,
exciting sheep.
Yeah. Wow. All the way to the Arctic Circle to get a sheep. Bernie, thank you. You're watching Hunt, Fish, Love.
On the next episode of Hunt, Fish, Love. I haven't hunted with my son in over a decade. It's a father-son reunion hunt at Rosewood Barn.
That was one of the best shots I've seen all year. Thank you. That was fantastic.
That little minnow is going to bring me a 20-inch walleye.
I'm looking to catch more walleye.
So good luck. You go get me something.
But you know, if you thought that knife was big.
And I'm back in the basement with Bernie.
Do I dare open this? Do I dare?
Of course you do.
This is a hunt that I went on. I was invited by the governor's hunt.
Oh.
I went on the governor's hunt. Jankel was governor. The neat thing about this picture, and the only reason I have it, is because the guy who owned the land was sitting there with a pheasant in his mouth. He said, now I know why them dogs don't like this taste of them pheasants.
Oh my gosh.